Hello everybody, how is it going? Today we are going to be looking at 12 Foot Ninja's sophomore album, Outlier. Now their first album, The Silent Machine, was amazing. They won a lot of awards for that album. A lot of people liked that album. So, this album was very anticipated and they actually do deliver on it. Now you do have 10 tracks on this album, and the first song on the album is One Hand Killing, which they actually released this song long before the album came out. They gave everybody a preview of what was coming, and then they fundraised for it. So One Hand Killing is actually, it's very cool. It does kind of sound like more of the same from these guys, which that's actually good, so they didn't actually drop off. So it is kind of more of the same. It's very funky. It bounces between, these guys walk a fine line between prog metal and djent, and then they go into like Latin and samba and funk. They do a bunch of different things. So the very first song is a very good opening track. It's very 12 Foot Ninja. It hooks you in. And the next song, Sick, it starts off very funky. It's one of the funkiest songs on the album. It's about being tired of being sick. You're sick of being tired. That's what it's about. It's very funky. It cuts between Latin and it cuts between metal. A lot of the songs are going to do that on this album. The next one up is Invincible. This one it's one of the more groovy songs on the album. When I mean groovy, it's one of the more metalish, that kind of groovy stuff. So you have that, and then of course they bounce between their Latin feels. They bounce between a lot of stuff. You never actually get bored when you're listening to this album. The next one up is Oxygen. That one is a lot more laid back. It's the very first song you get where they kind of downshift a little bit. It still gets a little heavier. It picks up toward the middle of the song, and then it kind of eases its way on out. It's a very cool song. It's very easy listening. Helps break up the monotony of everything. Next one up is Collateral. Collateral is actually it's the middle. You're hitting about the middle of the album right here. You're at track 5, so you're right in the middle. And it's one of the stronger songs on the album. It's a little bit more metal-esque than the Oxygen, the one that came before it, but it's nice. It glides through. It bounces through all the elements. I know I'm constantly saying that, but a lot of the songs do that. Then you have Mortem. This one's actually really cool. It starts off funky-esque, and then the whole song is about dying. It's about not taking life too seriously, which it's actually it kind of has a cool point to it. And actually, it's sort of funny too, because these guys like to have fun. Then after Mortem, you have Point of View. This one's a lot like Oxygen. It's very laid back. It's very chill. Bounces between your Latin and your funk. Then you have Monsoon, which this is one of the coolest songs of the album. It starts off with a sitar, and he keeps that Middle Eastern flavor vibe throughout the entire song. So you basically have Middle Eastern vibes mixed with metal, and then you have the Latin in there. It's a melting pot of different influences, which is really great. Then you have Adios, which I think Adios should have been last on the album, so that way, telling everybody goodbye. It's the last track on the album. But it's second to last track on the album. This one, it's a lot more metal. You have a lot more grooves going on in here. And, like I said, it does bounce into that Latin feel you have in there, but this one it's a lot more metal feeling. So with Adios and the last song, Dig for Bones, these are the strongest 2 tracks on the album. It's a good way to send it off. Dig for Bones, this one is a lot harder. It's kind of like Adios. It's a lot harder. You got a lot more metal influences in there. But, they still do throw their little jazziness they got going on in there. Overall, I really did like this album. This band reminds me of, like, you take your djent metal elements and you throw in some 311 flavor in there, band 311, and it's very refreshing. It's very cool. You don't really see a lot of bands doing what they're doing. They jump around a lot, but it helps to keep the environment fresh. Overall, I'm going to have to give this one a 4 out of 5. It's a very good album. My biggest complaint about it is it's too damn short. It's only 38 minutes, and I listened to it in my truck, and it's like, wait, is it done already? And it's too fast. It kind of leaves me wanting more, which I guess is a good thing. I mean, there's not a really bad song on the album. It's probably going to creep into my top 10 this year. It's hopefully that this album breaks the mold. It's kind of been overshadowed because it came out at the same time as Plenty's new album, which a lot of people are freaking out about. But I think this album is solid. I think it's really good. so far since July, we've had a lot of good stuff coming out, which is awesome to see. So, what do you guys think about it? Did you love this album? Do you hate this album? Let me know in the comments down below. As for me, I'm gonna be out. Peace.